Mark Bergen with Schwing America, and today we are going to look at the S39 SXD. So the D stands for detach. This machine has a detachable placing boom. So if we look up on the turret, we can see 4 pins. You can remove those pins, connect it to a power pack, and now you have a separate placing boom. Otherwise, everything else is standard to an S39 SX. So this is a 4-section roll and fold boom, 235 degrees of articulation on the tip section, over 127 feet of vertical reach, over 113 feet of horizontal reach, and a 740 degree slewing range. We have 5-inch S3000 pipeline on both the boom and the deck. This particular machine is mounted on a Mack Terra Pro, and that has dual fuel tanks with 123-gallon fuel tank capacity. Inside the cab, we have our SCC in-cab controller. From this 3-inch display, operators can switch between pumping and driving modes. It displays your PTO hours. You can also raise or lower your booster axles if installed, and it also gives you any warning messages. You can also turn on your outrigger work lights from this controller. Speaking of outriggers, has our SX banana style outriggers, and there's your outrigger work light. On the driver's side of the machine, we have 2 fold down sideboards. So the first fold down sideboard contains our 180-gallon hydraulic tank, and that has a blowout valve that blows cool air across the top of the tank, and that reduces condensation. And as you can see, we have some racks here so you can mount hose. Below that, we have our frame mounted 24 by 24 by 24 aluminum toolbox. Second fold down sideboard gives you some extra storage for tools and clamps. And that also contains our accumulator and our S3 valve. I'm going to attempt to pick this up. Show you the driver's side outrigger controls, outrigger push button and e-stop button. Back of the machine, this customer requested this auxiliary valve be installed. So I believe they're going to run a diverter valve off this. And then we have our work light socket and e-stop button. This machine also has the accumulator pump bypass. So what that quarter turn handle does is that will bypass your accumulator pump in the event of a failure. The S39 SXD comes with our 2023-5 pump kit that has a rod side output of 208 cubic yards per hour at 32 strokes per minute and 1,000 psi of pressure on concrete, and piston side 131 cubic yards at 20 strokes per minute and 1621 psi of pressure on concrete. This has our M-Rock valve with axial bearing, and this customer has optioned this with the grout cap and the CCI lined back end kit. Walking up the steps, you can see our 160-gallon plastic water tank, and then this has the optional tank heater. This particular machine is going to Canada, so that will come in handy. There's your level gauge for the water tank. On the back of the machine, we have our water box drain. We have our water box fill valve and water supply valve. And then there we have our water tank drain. You can also see another outrigger work light. On the passenger side of this machine, we have 6 frame mounted toolboxes. First toolbox has our operator control panel, along with the concrete pump and accumulator pressure gauge. Below that, we have our passenger side outrigger controls. Next toolbox, we've got our parts books, and this customer ordered the optional low pressure fitting kit. The next toolbox, they also got the high pressure fitting kit. Then we have our vector controller, and here we have our hydraulic valves. So with all Schwing machines, you can run these manually in the event of electrical failure. So here's your boom hand valves, concrete pump agitator hand valve, and there's your e-stop manifold with stroke limiter. On the frame, we have this pipe rack, and we also have another 24 by 24 by 24 aluminum toolbox. On the water tank, we also have air blowout system installed. So we're taking truck air, and you can use that to blow out your water lines, again to prevent freezing. And on the water box, we also have a shut-off drain that will prevent freezing in the water box drain line. A little difficult for me because I'm in a tight space here to get a great overall look at this machine from the passenger side, but we will sneak on over to the driver's side. And again, this is the S39 SXD. Oh, forgot to mention there is hydraulic oil cooler and filter that is located right on top of the subframe. And then we do have some railings there, so when you're removing those pins, to protect yourself. This is the Schwing S39 SXD. If you'd like to learn more, just go to schwing.com. Thank you.